Right, our final segment today is Change My Mind. This came to me in a dream. No, this actually came to me because we had a meal last week, Manu. We went out and we got a very succulent chicken meal, and I had an epiphany. And then I thought, why not just create a whole segment around it?
That's typically how these things go. He has one in the works that he only has one thing for, but he's trying to make a whole segment for. And we're like, brother, there's nothing.
Every time we hop on a meeting, let's do this.
Nah, don't say it. That idea, dude. I'm going to leave that idea.
And then we're just like, just say it one week. It's like, nah, bro, it's got to be a segment. It's got to be this.
There's something here.
Stay tuned for that, but that's besides the point.
Anyway, so my first one for today, change my mind. Agala is better than Oporto.
Ooh.
We went for a meal last week. We got Agalo, and it was delightful.
Really?
The brother made a fresh burger for all of us. There was one guy working that day, and he made 6 burgers for us.
Yeah, let me
all.
paint you a picture of how this went down, right? So it was the one on Oxford Street. We walk in, there's 5 of us. There's one brother working, right? And there's 2 people already sitting down with a meal. We walk up. Whilst this guy's like trying to fry some fries, he's also taking our orders. One at a time, right? I don't know how this system is working when there's one brother doing the cooking and the fucking ordering.
Wow. It's like the bear in there. He's just screaming at himself.
And then we
chef.
and we got the food. It was on a plate. That's what got me. It was on a ceramic plate.
Yeah.
It had that homemade touch to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like the food, the design of the food isn't like just fast food, but they put it on a plate.
They put it on a plate, which for me is a game changer. But the burger was fresh. The chips were very fresh, and the chili mayo was unbelievable. There was actual chili flakes in the chili mayo.
Better than the Oporto sauce, the special one?
So I used to be a big fan of the Prego sauce at Oporto, but I'm realizing it's a bit too sweet for me these days. I need that kick, that chili kick. And I swear to God, Oporto burgers are getting smaller and smaller, and the price is going up and up. Agala, on the other hand, it was only $14 for a meal. The burger was, dare I suggest, this big.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Dare I suggest then, is this because Agalo is good or because Oporto is now bad?
I think that's right. You're comparatively saying that Agalo is better.
Because put the nostalgia glasses on for a second. Remember the feeling you got when you got a double Bondi back in the day. How succulent that was. How big the burger was, as you were saying. They've gotten small now.
Juicy it was.
How juicy it was. The fries as well. Oporto fries is always in the conversation of
saucy the Prego was.
But
top fries. But now, of course, I understand Oporto is, kind of in the bin.
Yeah, like Oporto, fine, maybe 10 years ago, I would have said is up there, GOAT tier fast food status, but it has fallen off massively. It's not even, dare I suggest, it's below Hungry Jack's for me these days.
I haven't had a Galo in a long time, probably because there's like none where I live.
Which is fair.
Yeah. Last time I had a Galo was like, honestly, just for a snack, I think. It was like they had like chicken chips or something like that.
Yeah.
I had those. Standard. Felt like I was just going to a local chicken shop.
I got I think a chicken burger and chips. Like it was all right. It wasn't good enough for me to want to make a segment out of it, but it was all right.
It also wasn't good enough for me to go, oh yeah, this is better than Oporto.
Really?
I did not get that feeling at all.
So we're saying it's not better than Oporto.
If I see an Agalo and Oporto and those are the only 2 options, I'm going for Oporto.
I'm going for Oporto. The name brand gives me security and safety.
All right, fair enough.
All right, I've got one as well. Change my mind. Gong Cha is better than Cha Time.
I'm not changing your mind, brother. I agree.
Thank you. Sen?
Yeah, I would agree with you. I remember back in the day when it was just a handful of bubble tea shops where it was Easy Way, Cha Time.
Easy Way. I remember that.
Yeah,
back then, Cha Time was pretty good. Now that there's more like Gong Cha, your King Teas, your Share Teas, there's more competition, and I feel like Cha Time has not kept up with the competition. They've kind of fallen behind. They've rested on their laurels a bit. So I would agree with you. I'm not going to try and change your mind.
I think Cha Time's good on the fruitiness, They get the fruity teas right, but everything else, their milk teas are dog shit, bro.
I would agree with that. I think but their fruit teas are a bit too sweet as well, though. Like it's a bit, they've gone too ham on the sugar. Like because they've got like, I don't know if you tried it, but they have like this Red Bull fruit tea or some shit.
That's
that
what
they've tried.
They get way too fancy now, Cha Time. Like they need to catch up. They're desperate to catch up to the competitors.
Have you tried that Red Bull one, by the way?
I haven't.
It's pretty gnarly. I would not recommend.
I'm not even thinking about it, bro. Gong Cha, I've got the membership, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You got the...
I got the Gong Cha show bag.
Oh,
just quietly.
Show bag.
What's in a Gong Cha show
I got a little
bag?
USB 3-in-1 USB thing. Lovely to take to work.
Who uses USBs these days?
To charge my phone.
Oh.
3-in-1. I got USB-C. I got
Thought it was like a little SanDisk. Little,
that's right. But like Gong Cha logo on it.
a little 8 gigabyte
No,
number.
fast charger as well. I got a little tote bag and everything.
That's it. That's all you got in the show bag.
No, a bit more. I just don't know. I didn't.
How much did you pay for the show
We'll
bag?
ignore the price. Chatime for me is like a quintessential shopping center bubble tea place. Every shopping center you go to will always have a Chatime. It's a staple. But it's poo. Like, if Gong Cha is there, I will always opt for that. It's just better quality. The milk tea especially, so much better. The topping variety, I think, is better. You can get like white pearls and you get all different kinds of jelly, whereas Chatime, I feel like you just go on lychee jelly, coconut jelly, black pearls, etc.
Yeah, I was gonna say at Town Hall, there's like a few there. There's Chatime, there's Gong Cha, and then I think there's also Share Tea very close, like near George Street. All three. I'm always choosing Gong Cha. And like my go-to order for Gong Cha, bro, I like to keep it simple.
What's your order, Kush?
Just a nice little milk tea, you know?
Just regular.
Yeah.
Pearl milk tea?
I'm sorry, Earl Grey milk tea. Earl Grey milk tea, just a little bit of ice, a little bit of sugar, the coconut jelly on that bad boy.
Does that work?
Oh, trust me, it works.
So you go less sugar, less ice.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
What's your... All right, so rank the bubble tea places in Sydney.
Blind rank these bubble tea places.
What? So number one, you're saying Gong Cha.
Number one is Gong Cha.
Where
Number
does
two,
Share Tea, Chatime, King Tea,
I
Cocoa?
I think I'll put like King Tea in a different genre, I feel.
I haven't had King Tea to be honest.
Like if we want to go down then matchy, like we can go down a whole
What's that other one? Flour, the
milk flour. That's different, bro. That's
Milk flour's more yogurty. I think.
So there's subgenres within.
yeah, that's rice yogurt, mate. Come on,
Yeah.
let's not be silly.
That's rice yogurt. Yeah.
Take
alright.
this seriously, man.
But I think, can we all agree Share Tea is actually the worst out of all of them?
No,
What?
Share Tea's in the middle.
No,
I
dude,
think Share Tea's in the middle as well.
Share Tea's doo-doo, bro. It's the worst out of them.
Chatime is the doo-doo one,
think
man.
so.
Nah,
Chatime.
dude. I
Chatime.
still have time for Chatime.
I have more time for Share Tea.
Really?
Yeah, there's two around us. Lovely.
Every time I've gone to Share Tea, it's always been...
What have you gotten? What's your order?
I normally just get a brown sugar milk tea.
Oh.
So it's a pretty standard order. There's nothing fancy about it, but they just don't do it right.
I feel like in general, these like really franchise like all three we name don't do brown sugar right. Then you got to go to the niche, like really like premium ones to get a really good brown sugar one.
All in all, Kush, we say we won't change your mind. We agree with you on that one.
Alrighty, my one. Changed my mind. Sydney ciders love to jump on a trend. So we've seen it especially past year. Run clubs, acai, concert going, all these sort of things. Fashion, sambas, Burks, everything is just trend following. I think Sydney, most people just jumping on all sorts of trends. Spuds, exactly. Back in the day, what was it? HSPs. Want to go even further back?
I mean,
Froyo on the Instagram.
Bubble tea was probably a trend for a bit.
Exactly. So it's just trends.
Is this, do you reckon like it's everyone in Sydney or a certain like sect
I think
of Sydney?
different trends will relate to different parts of Sydney and different, groups.
So you're saying
So
Sydney?
I think the bubble tea trend and the acai trend probably don't overlap.
Yeah.
But I think Sydney's just very homogenous in the everyone is on the trends. Everyone's fucking running.
I
For
believe
example.
it's called herd mentality.
Exactly. We're the biggest herd.
I was about to say, why?
Too many sheep, not enough shepherds.
I want to dig deeper. Why would people need to hop on a trend?
It's the inherent human need to fit in, isn't it? But that's why I would say, is this Sydney specific or is it just humankind?
No, I think it is because I think if you compare maybe to Melbourne, Melbourne's my
Yeah, but they're pretentious about that. They like that they don't follow trends and they're all hipster and unique and fuck off with that. I like Sydney. We're all one
We've
homogenous
got our little
blob.
cliques,
Yeah.
but given we're meant to be a big city and everything, I feel like there should be more subsects.
But
Whereas
I think
there-
it's kind of cute. Like also for us, we can just jump on a trend at any moment and kind of cash in on it as well. You know what I mean?
yeah. They take the commercials out of it. All right. No need for that. No, I don't know. I just think, dude, Fred again, that was an epidemic in terms of everyone was trying to go to that fucking concert. And I bet you 95% of people do not listen to EDM.
I mean,
don't listen to house.
Taylor Swift is probably the biggest example
Taylor
of
Swift,
that.
I can give us, it was a trend, but I can at least give a slight pass because everyone has heard Taylor Swift music. At some point in their life, they've loved a couple songs, right?
Yeah.
Fred again, bro. Did you see the TikTok Fred again when in the crowd? No one knew who he was. Before his concert, while they were waiting for him to perform, he went into the crowd and no one spotted him.
Yeah.
Like, quintessentially, you should know who's performing.
Was that in Sydney? Or?
That was in Sydney. It was in Kudos Bank.
And I think there was like a lot of videos that there was like on the train, the set before Fred again. Have you seen that? Where they did like, this guy's It's literally a trend now. Before big concerts, this guy sets up a DJ on the
Yeah,
train.
yeah. I saw that.
So
Yeah.
he did it for Freddy, he did it for SZA as well, and he'll just play songs on the train when you're getting there to wherever the concert is.
And wait, what? Like, so he played songs.
It's just
then
like
what
a mini.
happened?
It's like a mini little rave inside the train.
Oh,
but he's
as
doing
in-
it before the concert.
Oh,
on
that's
the
pretty
train.
cool.
Yeah, but it's now a little trend now. There you go.
Ah.
No, that's cool. But again, the fact that no one knew the fucking art, is that not blowing your mind?
Yeah.
If I go to a concert, I should at least know who they are, what they look like. You know what I mean? Whereas every man and their dog
To be
wants to
fair,
go.
he is the most average-looking white bloke.
Yeah.
Even still, if you're paying what, $100, $200, if you're like queuing up, putting 5 laptops on to buy tickets, you should at least know the geezer.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Migs, I agree with you. I think Sydney Siders hop on the trend. I'm not going to change your mind.
I would agree as well, but I don't think it's as bad as you're making it out to be. I think it's a fine thing to hop on trends.
It's not an epidemic. It's just nice.
It's just monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
Can't change my mind.
Change my mind. LED headlights on a car should be banned. This one I actually feel very strongly about, mostly because it's actually just dangerous more than anything else.
So these are the really bright lights you see when you're driving opposite.
Or even when they're behind you and you see them in the rearview mirror. And it's often on big utes like your Toyota Hiluxes or big 4-wheel drives. And essentially, if it's in your rearview mirror, it's just blinding white light shining right in your eyes.
Little flashbang.
It's
I'm more of a concussion man myself.
it's as if you died and went up to heaven. There's just bright light everywhere.
So are normal headlights LED?
They are, but they're not like the special ones that these guys have that basically shine into next week. Like these ones are they're obnoxiously bright.
There's
Yeah.
a specific type of LED.
Correct,
that you want.
yeah.
Okay.
Like these cars should, I can see the utility of it maybe. If you're driving in some dark area, you need bright.
Oh,
But there should be a setting. It shouldn't be BAU. It shouldn't be normal that they're this fucking bright. You're driving on like the M4 or whatever in like when it's so bright. You don't need it.
yeah, I agree. If you're driving off road and like in the outback countryside,
Yeah.
where there's not many like street lights or not many other cars around, you absolutely have these ones. But to Manu's point, when you're driving around Sydney commercial areas where there's plenty of other cars, there's plenty of lights on the street, there's actually no need for that.
So why are people using it? Do you think it's like a little alpha move, like a bit of aggression?
I reckon there's a bit of that.
It's compensation. It's absolutely compensation. All right. I've angered the car crowd and I might not do it again. That's all I'll say. But I feel like a lot of the cars I see these LED lights on don't need it. Like they don't look like off-road cars. They don't look like they're going to go
Yeah.
in an area that's really dark. They look like utes or like big trucks that are just road driving, city driving. So why do you need it?
But like whatever, fine, you can have it. But I like Manu's suggestion of having it as a separate switch. So you
Yeah.
just have
I
your
got,
normal
I got my
lights,
bright lights, pull the lever back, it
Yeah,
shines a bit brighter.
the high beam. So yeah, you just have a
Exactly.
little switch, like normal driving, and then if you want to be a fuckwit, you have fuckwit mode, and then you put it on, and then your bright lights come on.
Maybe they see you and turn on fuckwit mode.
Yeah, maybe. Look, maybe I just exude that energy that people want to, somehow us me. But I believe they should not be allowed. They should not be road
Should
illegal.
be illegal is what I say.
All right, I've got one. Change my mind. The North Shore, it's not a place. It's just a group of people. That's all it is.
Okay, let's clarify.
Yeah. And what I mean by this is like it's not necessarily like there are North Shoreans.
I was gonna say we're not stupid here. We
Yeah.
know it's definitely a place.
Yeah.
But it's more than that.
Whenever someone talks about the North Shore, it's not about like the place. Actually,
Correct.
it's only one part. Whenever someone says Hornsby's in the North Shore, they spit on that. They're like, "Fuck you, Hornsby's not in the North Shore."
And it's not, by the way.
Exactly. Well,
No,
That's a debate for another
that's
day.
a debate for
Change
another
my mind
time.
another time.
But like the way they describe the North Shore is like there is a king of the North. Like there is some Jon Snow out there, dude.
It's very cult-like.
It is so cult like. All they do. And like you can sort of understand what is like a North Shorean, You can see like a bit of private collegeness over here.
Yeah, you can talk to someone and you can immediately, within 5 minutes, figure out if they're from the North Shore because they'll tell you they're from the North Shore.
Or there's another telltale sign. You go, hey, I'm from Castle Hill. I'm from Bankstown. They're like, what is that? What? Castle Hill, Bankstown?
How far from a beach?
How safe is the place? They're always dropping a little bit.
Yeah, you lock your cars there?
Yeah.
You reckon? So let's say, Kush, you move to the North Shore next year.
Yeah.
Are you immediately becoming like them as well?
I don't think it'll be immediate, but I think over time you'll start to see the.
Yeah. I think the moment someone asks me, where you from? I'll be like, yeah, from the North Shore. That's when it starts. I reckon that's when it starts.
All right, can I make a point here? I reckon Sydney, more than anywhere else in Australia, where you're from is your identity.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like the suburb you were born in or grew up in or where you live is basically, it just shapes who you are and the people you hang out with and your way of life and your ethos.
And they're very different as well. That's the thing. It's not like it's just slightly off. It's completely different.
Give
Like
me an example.
So I agree with your North Shore point, but I'll extend it. People from the eastern suburbs love to tell you they're from the eastern suburbs. They love that way of life, going to the beach every day. They'll know that they'll
make it a point. Walks, trails,
but
beaches.
same thing. People from Western Sydney, we love to say we're from Western Sydney, and we love to point it out, and we love to say how much we hate, everyone else.
Yeah.
See what I mean? People from the area, people from the
Shire.
people from the Shire, same thing. Why is there such a thing in Sydney that where you are becomes your identity? Who made it this way?
1-4. Nah. Postcode wars.
Oh,
No.
yeah, there you go. People from like out Mandurah, Penrith way.
Because I think Sydney's just so big, like geographically, it is such a big mass of land
Yeah.
that like inherently you will get subsections of suburbs grouping together and having their own culture. Whereas like, again, Melbourne, size-wise, is not that big.
Yeah.
Like the city of Melbourne. So it's harder to have more distinct pockets.
I agree with that. But in Sydney, it's just so prevalent,
We're herds, different herds.
And everything's just so divided by class. And I don't know. To your point, Kush, I won't change your mind. I agree with you. But I don't know. Don't like the way it's going.
Right, changed my mind. Vivid Sydney was good before the crowds and overpriced food ruined it.
No.
So I remember 5-10 years ago, shush, the crowds weren't that big. You could walk down the street, you could walk around and you're still not rubbing shoulders with everyone. And now I think Vivid Sydney has become about go to the food trucks at the Rocks, go to the food trucks here. This is the main attraction. Whereas back in the day, it was about the lights. It was about the core of Vivid Sydney.
Isn't that sad?
No, well, how's it sad?
I think Sed's focusing on the point that the idea of Vivid itself.
Yeah. I'm very biased in this.
No, but the idea of it's a free, not like goes for a couple of weeks. It's just a free, if you have nothing to do on a Thursday night and you want to do something with your friends or your family or your partner, you can just go to the city, see some lights.
But now
what's the negative?
All right, Kush, you won't hear that episode when we talked about Vivid. So I want to know your thoughts in general.
I have no strong feelings about Vivid. It is literally to me like if I'm on the city in that day where Vivid is occurring, I'll go check it out.
And so you're not worried about the crowds or anything like that?
No, like I'm not going like, I want to see this light show. I'm so ravenous to see these lights go absolutely ham in the night sky. Not at all. If I'm walking past, even from a distance, I see like a couple of drones. Pretty cool. I'm not taking photos. I'm not taking any videos.
And that's what I mean by good. You're either in the area or you want to just do something. It's a nice option to have. I'm not saying be ravenous for it.
Yeah.
And like what some other places do and fly down, book accommodation and be here for the show. I'm not saying all that, right? I'm just saying, again, a year or two ago, I had a similar experience. I think I was just in the city. My partner wanted to do something. Well, let's walk by the water, see the lights. Lovely experience. Food, it's a bit overpriced, but let's take that away. The core of Vivid Sydney, I think, is still good.
Yeah.
It's just ruined by, Sen's blinded by the crowds. Because the crowds are disgusting in some of the main areas though. Circular Quay, you are rubbing shoulders with everyone.
Yeah.
Look, I appreciate the point you're trying to make, but you won't be changing my mind. I inherently just...
This guy's like anti-light or something. Anti-LED, that's what this guy is. Jesus Christ.
Lightest, bro.
Exactly.
I just inherently disagree and I reject the notion that Vivid is good or was good at any point, regardless of the crowds.
Do other countries have light shows like this?
No, because they're not idiots.
No,
Yeah,
but I mean,
some
like,
do, some do.
Vegas has like a light show, but
Yeah,
like,
but Vegas is vapid, dude. It's all, gimmicky. It's all meant to
But
be
that's fine.
kind of, there's no actual substance behind it. It's all just, show.
but that's what I'm saying. Like when people come here and they stay for accommodation to watch the Vivid, if other countries don't have it. It makes sense that a tourist is going to do that.
Let's turn the table, Sen. Cold winters weeks. You are in charge of running an event that'll bring tourism in and get people spending it out of their house. What are you running?
Mate, that's a great, you put me on the spot here.
You got to remember, it's also free. Like, it's not like you have to buy tickets for it. Most areas.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's a bit shit, because it's free. I reckon if you charged a bit...
Look at this guy, complaints and no ideas.
If you charged a bit, I reckon there'd be less people and you might actually have some interesting things
It's
there.
also not Sen's job to come up with ideas.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, the man's a city resident, all right? So it's his job to, acknowledge and go ahead with all this.
I'm allowed to
mess.
criticize it.
Yeah, of course.
Anyway, I will probably be at Vivid this year.
Exactly.
quietly.
Exactly. All right.
All right, my last one is a bit silly. We're going to be a real quick one. but changed my mind. The City Circle line is pointless. I was just having a look at the train line the other day, as I do most days, but I was just thinking, explain to me why we have a museum station and a St. James station. What is the point?
I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you.
That is a brilliant question.
Yeah, I actually have no idea. The moment, yeah, I've never gone to museum station or
Exactly.
yeah.
Well, fine. I'll give you Central, Town Hall, Wynyard. Beautiful stations. No problem with
Circular Quay.
that. Circular Quay, just for the view alone, I'll give you.
Yeah,
Just for the view alone.
Okay.
Martin Place, obviously there's offices around. You need to have a Martin Place.
Yeah.
St. James and Museum, what are we doing here?
But at that point as well, you can also walk from Town Hall to Wynyard. It's like a 9-minute walk.
That's the main thing. It's not, you don't need a station. You're like, it's walkable.
Yeah. But I mean, it's much faster than the light rail, though.
Well, I was going to say, we have the light rail as well, which is free, by the way, everyone.
Hey.
I paid for the light rail the other day.
What?
Make of that what you will.
Always. Keep a lookout for the guards. That's what I say. I actually did see someone get
Tap
fined.
on before you get fined.
I actually did see someone get fined on a light rail.
Dude, I'm running if I see one of those transit
Where
officers.
are you running? The light rail is half the time just stop.
Off the fucking light rail.
Dude, the transit officers wear those like short sleeve shirts and then they tuck it into their shorts. Bro, if you're getting fined by those nerds, bro, you deserve it. Fucking just run, man. Anyway, I digress. I think the City Circle, yeah, more specifically, I have a gripe with Museum and St. James Station.
So like, well, how does the line work? It goes Central, Town Hall,
Wynyard,
Circular
Quay, Martin Place,
Yep.
then St. James Museum, and then back to Central.
So if the City Circle didn't have museum in St. James,
Oh, I think it's a great line.
But how are you going to get to Museum in St. James?
When was the last time you went to Museum or St. James?
is there a museum at museum? There's no,
Right?
seriously.
There must have been. Yeah, because you can walk down, I think, to the New South Wales Museum or the Art Gallery,
Yeah, but I could just walk from like Circular Quay.
which is what I'm trying to say. You don't need these fucking
I
train
think-
stations.
I mean, yeah, look, Central, Town Hall, Wynyard, they're all
The
pretty
big
much
three, as I call them.
Yeah.
My Chris Bosh,
LeBron.
Dwayne Wade, LeBron.
That's my Tingus Bingus, Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown.
Well, you
no,
are-
but if you're a tourist, are you finding museum station helpful? You reckon? Like in all honesty,
dude, it's so pointless. If I'm a tourist and I get off at Museum Station, I'm looking around like, why the fuck am I at Hyde Park?
All right, TripAdvisor. Top 10 things need to do to Museum Station, okay?
All right, here we go.
Anzac Memorial. Sydney Duty Free.
Seriously, that's number 2. Sydney Duty Free.
Korean Cultural Centre Australia. Have you ever been here?
Oh, I mean, I went 3 times last year. It's a great place.
Downing
I know-
Centre for those folks, you know.
For those
the jury duty.
criminally minded.
Yeah.
To Downing's Court.
Shark Hotel.
That's not number 5.
it's where they have
Are you serious?
It's where they have massive.
The Pool of Reflections closer to Town Hall in Museum, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was going to say that all.
Isn't that Martin Place? Or am I thinking of something else?
I mean, from Town Hall, it's
I
pretty
mean,
close.
yeah.
Most of the places you've listed are close to another train station.
I have a feeling like when it says top 10 best things to do in your museum state, it's just counting the City Circle. That's
All
what
right.
it's doing.
I want to start a petition. You know how they made Pluto a dwarf planet? They stripped it of its planet status. I want to do that for St. James and Museum.
You're stripped
They
of
don't-
train station
Yeah, they
status.
don't
Okay.
deserve train station status.
Look, Parrotfish 76. Parrotfish 76 says museum station, 5 out of 5 stars. Clean. Easy access to all the great spots you want to see and the airport for domestic and international flights, as well as hotels and Oxford Street. Really recommend get a hotel near Museum Station.
Bro,
What do
this
you
guy's a
thought?
shill for Museum Station. He's been paid off by Big Museum,
Yeah,
bro.
get to the museum payroll, brother.
Bro, the museum lobby has got to him, bro.
Mr. Dom, the Sydney Train Station to visit. Bro, he's dropping the definitive.
Definitive.
station.
Mate, that's our kind of gear. Stop that.
The old underground
Stop stealing our
station
lines.
has preserved many of its old features, including old advertisements and the wonderful porcelain urinals. Even interesting across points like the tunnel from Castlereagh Street, convenient for trains on the
Bro,
airport
if you got to
line.
include their bathroom in the description, this place is shit house. I'm
And
sorry.
last time I went to museum, I wanted to take a Waz and I couldn't. The toilets are like closed or some shit.
All right, the other one was St. James, right? Top 10 best things to do near St. James.
it's
You
going to
said-
be the same things.
Do you reckon it'll be the same?
Because they're
All right.
right. Okay, listeners, if you're not from Sydney, St. James and Museum stations are firstly useless stations, but they're also, dare I suggest, 300 meters apart.
It's like
400
a
meters.
5-minute walk.
They're on
away.
the same freaking road. They're literally a 5-minute walk apart.
Okay, there's a few. Actually, it's completely different. They've got like Hyde Park Barracks, St. Mary's Cathedral,
Okay, so all right.
Hyde Park. They've got a couple of statues. Actually, 5 of them are statues.
Mind
Yeah,
you-
but the last time I went to Hyde Park, I went to Town Hall and I walked 10 minutes from Town Hall.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
So I'm not going to hop on another train, pay an extra like $2, $3, $4 just to save 5 minutes on a walk.
Also, you can't go from Town Hall to St. James direct. You have to go all the way around the city circle line.
So
in that time, you could just walk from Town Hall.
this is ridiculous.
Do you think that the city circle would be better if it was just Central, Town Hall, Wynyard, and then the last one?
Circular Quay.
Circular Quay or St. James? Or do you think remove
I think
the last two entirely?
Remove the last two entirely.
I think with the light rail, it's completely useless.
It's obsolete.
And then the metro coming in, I think is going to Martin Place.
Correct. Yeah.
Completely useless
Yeah,
now. Get
correct.
rid of the cities like the monorail.
Bin it.
Fuck it off.
Surely you save a bit of money, you know? Actually, no, it'll cost money to get
probably,
rid of it.
yeah, I was
That's
gonna
why they're
say.
probably going to keep it. Yeah.
Fair
Heritage
enough.
listed as well, probably, so can't touch it, but still.
You know, if you want the porcelain urinals, museum stations for you. Change my mind. Parramatta is better than the Sydney CBD.
Ooh,
Jesus.
big claim.
It's often known as the second CBD of Sydney.
That
you
is
know?
true.
It's also like, I think it's got like the second best economy in Sydney or something like that.
Yeah.
if you're talking
It's
about that.
this. Yeah.
Always second best. It's like the little brother, you know? Always. So what do we think? Do we think it's a yes or a no here?
I'm going to agree. And the reason why I'm going to agree is because it's basically got everything in the CBD in a much more condensed space. So it's easier to get around. You got Parramatta Stadium there, whatever you want to call it these days. Combank, Bankwest, whatever. You got a nice little sporting ground. You got all the restaurants along Church Street. You got a little Eat Street. You got hotels. You got places, hotels and bars that have like a nightclub type vibes.
Yeah.
You got all that. You got dessert place open late. You got bars open late. You got the Westfield.
Yep.
It's got everything. Major train station links up to everywhere.
I say
Buses as well.
Best Westfield Sydney, to be honest. The fact that
Para.
the fact that it's right next to the station and it's connected to it.
I back that.
And it's huge, bro. It's a huge
It's
Westfield.
got all the shops you need as well.
Everything.
And then restaurant wise, if you want to talk about CBD has a good restaurant, so does Parramatta. Parramatta Square. You've got Lily Moo. You've got all these places. Temasek. You got all really good restaurants as well. So
I think about the corporates. Like the offices started leasing out insane floors. Like NAB, they leased like 20 floors or some shit when they moved to the Parramatta Square, or what it's called now. So like corporate offices or big banks, they're moving over there. They're setting up to be the next city. So
Respectfully, I'll have to disagree. Whilst I think it might get to that point where Para is better than the CBD, it's not there yet. It still doesn't have the vibes that the city does.
what vibes does a Sydney city have? Let's be
dude.
honest. What vibes does it really have?
I mean, maybe not anymore, but back in the day, on a Friday night, it was electric. You could feel it in the air.
Back in the day, man. Oh, you're a back in the day merchant, bro. Oporto back in the day.
Also, do I even have to say it? The CBD has the beautiful harbour, the bridge, the opera
Okay,
house.
yeah.
It has the
yeah,
scenic
but
views.
Parramatta also has a bridge.
Yeah. No, like it's got a harbour as well if you want to count the lake.
It's got Para River.
Yeah, you can kayak around Parramatta Lake if you want.
No, just respectfully, I just can't say that Para is better than the CBD yet.
Yeah, it doesn't have the
Yet.
views. It doesn't have the views at all. I agree. Opera House and Bridge, you can't beat that.
You
stuff.
can't beat it.
You
but
can't beat it.
I like the thought, and I want to support Para to get there.
If you want the vibe of a city, I think Parramatta is winning right now.
Ooh. With the light rail to open soon as well, maybe you could be right. Watch this space. All right, Miner, what have you got last?
Changed my mind. Banh mi's are the best value meal in Sydney.
I'm not changing it.
My golly gosh, the zinger box in this conversation, but a banh mi, a big boy banh mi from a proper Vietnamese bakery is only going to set you back like six. I don't know about this economy. Back in the day, $5.
Yeah.
Maybe now 6, 7. I'll give you even $8 for a full sandwich. Full. It'll sort your day out. Sort your lunch out.
Yeah, I really wanted to disagree with this, but I just can't. I really can't think of a
Dude,
better value meal than
Banh mi's
that.
are always stacked as well.
Yeah.
I haven't been to a banh mi place where the owner isn't stacking that shit
Yeah.
up, dude.
Yeah, if you get a lovely short Vietnamese mum packing your banh mi,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know it's going to be good. It's got packed to the brim.
Shout out to the Vietnamese community. They don't stinge out. I'll give them that. Fair
Beautiful
play.
chili sauce, man, as well. Oh.
And it's often the ingredients are fresh. They pack it out. $5-6. They're just pumping them out so quickly as well.
And if
Yeah.
you want to get a bit higher end, you go to Top Ride Bakery, you go to Marrickville Pork Roll, you go to all these lovely places. You get a big boy one. Crispy pork belly you can get. The chicken as well.
Ooh, actually, yeah, you know what? I 100% agree with you on this one. Actually, I was trying to think while you were talking about other potential meals and
Value meals.
nothing comes close.
Ramen, maybe?
Nah,
Yeah, but ramen's gonna set you back like 18 bucks or something,
yeah,
man.
upwards of $20 for a good ramen.
Even like a kebab these days, like $12, $13, $14.
Also, a ramen, I feel, is very specific. You can really only have it lunch, dinner, and it has to be the right. You're not having a ramen in
Correct.
30 degrees, right?
Yeah.
Banh mi, you can have any time of day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. You can have it in any temperature, any climate, you name it. You can have a banh mi.
I'm
Should
not
we-
changing your mind.
should we get one now, boys?
I'd
Let's
be very
get one
keen,
right now.
actually, to be honest.
All right.